What's up, Buck Doug with D&E in the garage. Today I'm going to teach you how to build this little beauty right here, this little light mount. No welding, no special tools, less than $10 invested, under an hour of your time. What we have here is a Jeep Grand Cherokee WJ, the 2001 variety, but this method right here for adding some lights to the front of your vehicle will work for darn near any vehicle. Now this right here, some of you know, is my plow rig. In the winter I snow plow with it, so I'd like to have some ditch lights on it for peripheral light. Peripheral? I don't know, doesn't matter. And I looked into mounts and they're like 60 bucks. This was $10 and took under an hour of my time. So let's get into it. Alright friends, step one, let's figure out how we're going to mount these bad boys. You want these guys to be sitting right around here so that they are out of your line of sight, off to the side where you can point them down in the ditch, looking for coons and all types of other obstructions. I found on most vehicles you can actually use the bolts that hold the hood latch on, or the hood hinge rather. So you pop that bad boy open, and right here on this Grand Cherokee there's a 13 mil nut going through to a stud. That's what's holding the hood on. One here, one there. We're going to use this back guy for our purposes. All right, friends, next part is a tedious one. I don't mind telling you. Go ahead and get yourself some real light gauge metal. This right here is a piece left over from hanging a garage door opener, and it works real nice because of these holes that are already drilled in it. But you want something that you can easily bend, but that's rigid. You could probably do this with cardboard, but you're setting yourself up for a miserable time. If you can't find this stuff right here, then you go ahead and pop that nut right out of there. Now, in my case on this Grand Cherokee, this nut rather, does a good enough job holding the hood, but you don't want this buckling on you. So if you gotta, you can take your fancy stick and prop her up some like that. That might help you out. Anyway, what I did now was I went back and forth with a good pair of pliers between closing and opening the hood, and I figured out exactly where the bends needed to be so that it would do this. And there it is, bud. You can see she's locked in right there, tied into that 13 mil. I did have to notch my cowl. You can see just a little bit. Took the old Knifex to her, no big deal. Took a little snip out of her for clearance, but now when she comes down closing, closes just right. Now, you got your template. It's gonna be the same on the other side too, in case you're wondering. All right. You're going to take that off and we're just going to recreate it out of some heavier gauge metal. All right, now here's what I got to actually make the bracket out of. I wanted to give two different pieces some thought. Both of these are 1/8 inch pieces. Both of them I got right at Lowe's, no big deal. I think this one was like $7. This one might have been $10. Something around there. 1/8 by 1 inch, 1/8 by, what is this, 1 1/4 inch? Yeah, 1 1/4 inch. I think I'm going to go for the 1 inch stuff, so we'll save that for a future project. Now, you can make this out of aluminum, but I'm not sure it's a great idea. This steel, when you bend it, it's going to be strong enough. I'm not sure aluminum would hold up to it. And the nice thing about the steel is, if you wanted to, you could weld little gussets there to make it even stronger. I'm not going to do that because I want to show proof of concept that you can just bend one of these into shape and have it be totally viable. 1/8 of an inch is about as thin as I would go. I probably would have felt better with 3/16, but in my case, I needed room for that nut to still fit on the stud. Since it's not a bolt, I couldn't just go get a longer bolt. It's a stud coming off the hood. So basically, let's start marking this bad boy up. Let's just get into it. Take your old Sharpay and let's start drawing lines where angles are going to be. Now, one of the issues with this being so darn malleable, as you can see, is some of this stuff's curved. So we're going to get it as close as we can and we'll nudge it later. First things first, the hole has to be right there. It's going to be for later, no big deal. First line is going to be about here. Okay. Then I need another one about here. Now I've got a weird little, I'm going to skip this little half dog leg thing and we're going to try to just do it straight. And that should dang near. All right. Now this ain't rocket surgery, so don't get worked up. I got an anvil here to try to bounce some stuff into place, but certainly don't need that. A vise is probably a must for a project like this. We're going to tighten her up on that first line, trying our best to get it nice and square. Now you can get as worked up about all this as you really want to, but Again, it's not rocket surgery. Now this is going to be a real gentle bend just there. We barely need any. So you put a little pressure, and you give it a whack. Keep the pressure, give another whack. That's going to give us that nice gentle bend. There you go. And we can see how far that matches. Oh dang, that actually looks pretty good. If I might say so myself, that looks pretty good. Same thing here, nice gentle bend. And the point of these gentle bends is to clear my cowl. Alright? So a little pressure. A little pressure. How's that feeling? Oh, money! Actually, no, not money. That one's got to zing a bit more. It's got a little more zing to it, as you can see. So we'll keep on zinging. You might want to employ a larger hammer at some point. No big deal. Keep a little more pressure, and this is one of those little by little tasks. Who said that? Oasis, right? Little by little. It's good enough for me. It's good enough for government work. Like I said, we're going to try to avoid this weird little dog leg. I think that's just from me bending it weird. Let's forego that. Oh. And this next one is a dang near, it's more than a 90, right? Oh, no, it's not. What am I talking about? Geometry was not my strong suit. I don't know if I had to guess. Is that an obtuse angle? I don't know. Don't matter. Now this one... What did we decide? That's 90 would be there, so that's like more than 90. That's like 120 maybe. Let's see how that looks. Almost, right? So we got to come up another little bit. I don't know how well y'all can see. I can see. I can canoe. Can you canoe? So we're almost there on that one. That's good. He's coming along nicely. And it's just that simple. We're just going to bang this thing into shape. Bet you that did it. I'll bet you that did it. Skosh more. Now, for fork's sake, that's got to have done it, right? Oh, that's money. It's right on. Now, the next one does need to be almost 90 degrees. Put the tension on her. All right, give or take, that's our guy right there, and you can see he's plenty stiff. So. See how she lines up here. It is not exact, but it's pretty close. Let's get a hole drilled and see how bad this thing looks on the Jeep. What do you say? Whoo, buddy buck, I'll tell you what. You see the hood closed all the way, and this is perfect, right? No contact with the hood. She fits just right. Now I'm thinking for the lights we're going to want to do, I only need about... only need that much, if that. Probably need even less. You put your hole right there, probably do need even less. Probably need about that much. Put a hole right there. Now this is doing a lot of moving right now, but it's not going to be flapping in the wind once there isn't 18 inches of superfluous steel hanging off the end. Now I don't know if I'd put some big old honking 8-inchers on here, but I got some real nice little co-lights. They're going to sit right there just nice. So let's get this lobbed off. Let's get an identical one made for the other side. Let's see how she looks with some lights on. I'm telling you, look, hood's all the way down. It's going to be pretty mean, right? Pretty good looking. Let's get an identical one made for over here, and then I'll bring it all back in. Well, friends, there you have it. Two almost identical brackets made with nothing more than a vise, a hammer beating them together. I cleaned up the cut ends a little bit on the 1x30 there, drilled some holes off center, amateur hour, no big deal. No one's gonna see it. Let's get them mounted up on the heap, make sure they both are cleared properly, and we'll get some lights banged up to them. That's how friggin' easy this is. Gives you the rest of the afternoon to paint them, or drink silly soda, or do whatever the hell else you want. Let's get them mounted up. See how they look. Well, there you go, bud. Not teabag, if I might say so myself. You got good clearance there. You don't want it rubbing on the hood. Obviously, this hood's closed right now. Other side over here, looking just as good. Got that same clearance. Now, the lights I'm going to be using up here for ditch lights are Co-Light. These are better than your Amazon K-Wells or Z-Moons. Not that there's anything wrong with those, but I wanted something that was going to last a little longer and maybe be a little more robust. I'm going to do a full unboxing on these because Co-Light actually sent me these to do a little review on. I told him, hey, you go ahead and send me some lights. But look at these beefy things. Yeah, so I'll leave a link to the full unboxing on these and a little bit of a review. But what I'm going to do right now is get them mounted up. They're going to look mean sitting right there, right? All right, let's drill some holes right through there. No big deal. I'm going to do it right on the Jeep. I'll just put the old scrap of carbohydrate foam there. No big deal. See how they look up mounted up. But I'd say, I mean, I could end the video right here. We've done it. Those are your, they're not quite A-pillars. They're ditch light mounts. You know what I mean? I'm going to drill these holes, throw them Co-Lights on. We'll see how this bad boy looks. Finish this thing out so you guys can get on to your next video. Who, buddy buck, I'll tell you what, that sure do look good, doesn't it? I am happy with that. Didn't even take me an hour, and that includes filming for you all. The metal, I don't know, not even 10 bucks. It was like $7 in metal here. Now, since some wise guy I know is going to say it, let's go ahead and open the hood so I can show you. They clear the old windshield here real nicely. Now, if you got an older pickup or something with a more vertical windshield, you may have to reassess that. But you could probably bring these out, extend them out like that. I'm real happy with it. Spence, Christmas amateur hour. Slow down there, bud. Get your thoughts together and then speak. Certainly a lot better than spending a whole heap of cash, 40, 50, 60, 100 bucks on some A-pillar ones. I mean, they got some fancy ones that go up in this general region, but for me, this looks just fine. Now, if you're going to go ahead and paint these guys, this is what I would recommend to you. Get it at Tractor Supply. It is Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement paint. This stuff, when it dries, and I've used it in other videos, it's almost as good as powder coat, really. Anything like that, that's what I did my whole front bumper in. This bad boy down here, and I know it's dark, but it's holding up real nice. It's not rusty, it's just dirty. The stuff holds up real nice. I would paint these now, but all I have is Caterpillar yellow, and I don't think that's gonna cut it. So I'll get some black and I'll paint these bad boys up. That's about all there is to it. Leave me a comment down there in the squawk boxes. Let me know what you think about these mounts right here. If you have any questions, you can also leave that comment down there in the squawk box. I'd be more than I'd be more than happy to try to help you. Christmas amateur hour. I'd be more than happy to try to help you in English. Make some mounts for yourself. If you've got a WJ and you'd like me to trace this mount for you so that you can do the exact one, let me know. I take documents like that and I put them on our website, monkeywiththetoolbox.com. So a lot of the things we've done, like the WJ A-arm spacer, the XJ time delay fan schematic, that kind of stuff, I put on there so you guys can download it anytime you want. So maybe you should check out our website, monkeywiththetoolbox.com, the greatest website on the web. If you like the video, like I said, leave me a comment down there in the squawk boxes. I'd love to know what you think about my... By the time I get to paint, it'll be a $10. There'll be $10 mounts. 10 whole dollar mounts. If you want to find out more about these Co-Light lights, which again, they were sent to me, but I would have bought them because they're some high quality lights. I'm going to do a little review right now because I'm pretty happy with them. I've been using cheap K-Wells for years, and there's nothing wrong with cheap K-Wells. If you don't mind replacing your lights every 18 months, I'm hoping these are the answer right here. So look for a link up in the corner or something. The review for these will be out a few days after this video will. I guess I could keep jawing all day, but there's nothing else to say. The project's done. From start to finish. Hadn't even been an hour. And again, that's what's recording for you all, which takes up so much time. I don't think anybody who doesn't do YouTube doesn't realize how much time. I'm going to stop talking now. I'm just talking because I'm bored. That's why I'm keeping this video going. Amateur, all right. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.